Don't don't accuse me of discourtesy to the director of MI6. Don't do it. I'm not a fan of this amateur administration and the hypnotics of the predecessor. I'm not a fan of anybody since Eisenhower and Kennedy's era. No, don't do that. You can't just use my poetry for war operations. The Army built a Venus flytrap and kidnapped and tortured me, and then used Hollywood techniques to tell a story about me, around me, that was largely ridiculous as Army's military services for the AIDS attack. That's what happened. You don't just use poets for military purposes against their druthers. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that Peter Gabriel is in Queen Elizabeth's parlors. And McCartney makes spy movies with names like Live and Let Die, which is the big song of the Zeos these days. And they were named by Hitler. Don't believe that candy, hard rock candy pizzazz of Mike and Ike Sufism that King Crimson put out and calling itself Beat. The Beatles didn't speak for the Beat generation. They exploited the tone of that era for their military con job. That's what happened. Look at no, not the Zeo heavyweights like Morton Condrake. Look at the dude who came up with domino theory, who, by the way, said that Newland and them was to blame for Russia invading Ukraine. George Kennan was his name. You know, they asked Kennedy, do you believe in domino theory? And he was like, Scrooge face with Jacob Marley. I do, I must. Do you believe in me? He was an editorialist. They drafted him to King Heapest. Everybody had to go, I do, I must believe in domino theory. I wrote some editorials in college. I stand by largely the sentiments of them. We should have been mobilizing to get information pronto to Africa, was my message. Everybody knew that's what I was doing. I was interviewing Doctors Without Borders on campus. The technologists of Carnegie Mellon used to laugh and send me pictures of Aborigines with modems on their lap when they joined the Peace Corps. That's reality of the situation. You get these Hicks, these Bonnie and Clydes, who fire women at me like missiles so they can rack up abortions, paid for and sponsored by Gregory Carl. He even admitted it. The persona is subjected to successive degradations of the X motive. So they can put on this satire of liberal as the object lesson in the AIDS attack. The Bushnell Stubb Messiah, who got burned at the stake of the Burning Cross, Queen Elizabeth's MI6. She seems like a fine person. You hear me correctly. So shut it up.